Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here, Patty Jackson. It's not cute, not knowing. It's curls, it's scoop, it's my faces, and I'm going to be making faces as I do this today, especially with some of the stories. Let's start with a hug. Come on. It's not cute, not knowing, and now you're going to know who was the guy who had the audacity to attack Dave Chappelle. Netflix is a joke. It's a comedy festival. It's taking place at the Hollywood Bowl. Dave Chappelle performing. Guy gets up there and tries to attack him. But see, Dave Chappelle, you know he from the streets. He was fighting back, and then the security team came in and said, "No, no, no, we not doing this today." The guy was 23 years old. Isaiah Lee. He left there with a dislocated shoulder, a broken arm. Dave Chappelle security swooped in on him. Chris Rock was there. He was like, "Is that Will Smith?" It was a poor joke, but y'all get it. Jamie Foxx was there. Jamie thought it was a part of the show. This wasn't part of the show where this man rushed up. He has been arrested, Isaiah Lee, on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. What he had was a replica of a gun that when you discharged it, it turned into a knife blade. First off, the Hollywood Bowl and comedy locations, y'all gonna have to have security so that people can't do that because Dave Chappelle could have been hurt. Now, Dave Chappelle did tell an awful trans joke, said there was a trans man or something. I know he can be politically incorrect, and a lot of people don't like Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle, he's our treasure. He is, and he really, really, really could have been hurt. Hollywood Bowl, also, if you notice that you only saw grainy footage, when you go into these comedy places, you're not supposed to take your phone. So they make you lock it in these bags that only they can unseal. Well, people must have got theirs open and tried to film as much as they can. Security is needed at comedy shows. That's the moral of this story. Security is needed at comedy shows. Don Lemon, CNN, he got some good news. His sexual assault accuser has dropped the case. He said now that he thought about it, it didn't happen. Amber Heard is on the stand. She is testifying. Johnny Depp, this awful divorce, this terrible relationship. Now she's on the stand. She talked about the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, and that she suffers from PTSD. She said that Johnny Depp was extremely jealous and that he would search her private parts looking for drugs. This trial, I'm telling you, if you could catch it on TV, it really is must-see TV because it's like, did this really happen? Another story, Ray J. Ray J said, "Stop making me the villain." This all goes back to the Kim Kardashian, that sex tape. That's how she became famous. She wasn't really famous when she was hanging around with Paris Hilton. It was when this sex tape hit. And Ray J says that Kim was in on it. Her mom was in on it. They leaked it. And the story just unfolded. Now you can't get away from Kim Kardashian anywhere. But Ray J said he's tired. He said there's a second tape. She got it. She always had it. He says, "Stop making me the villain. I'm more than this." And he's tired, so he's speaking up. Because someone said to me, "Well, how come he's speaking up now?" I said, because he's tired of getting his name maligned. You think of this trial with Blac Chyna. And some people felt maybe she would have won if the jurors liked her. Blac Chyna is a controversial figure. Her mom is trying to raise $400,000 to take them to court again to sue them. Blac Chyna, they're going to be linked to this woman because she has a baby by the son, Rob Kardashian. But they've got a lot of power, the Kardashians, to tell the story. So I'm glad that Ray J is speaking up. He says, "Stop making me the villain. Yeah, we did it, but y'all are the ones who leaked the tape." She went on to become a superstar for nothing. For nothing. And that tape was like, Kim Cattrall, or Samantha on Sex and the City, is talking about, she opened up to Variety, why she wasn't in Sex and the City Part 2. You know, the reboot. She says she was never asked. She found out like everybody else on social media. She says that the other ladies, Sarah Jessica Parker and the other girls, they were never her friends. They were colleagues. She said she opposed a episode. She was opposed to an episode where they wanted Miranda's 14-year-old son, where he would send her a penis pic. And she was like, that was enough. Yes, the character Samantha was known as, the sexy one, the liberated one. But she said she was tired of playing that role. Queen Latifah also opened up to Variety magazine. She's looking forward to a season 3 of The Equalizer. She has 2 movies coming out. Hustle with Adam Sandler. That's coming out next month. And then her first ever thriller, End of the Road, she and Common play brother and sister. I got so many notes on here. Anybody remember Yo MTV Raps from back in the day? In the 80s, we had Fab Five Freddy. Then, Dr. Dre, Ed Lover. It's coming back, y'all. My colleague, she's my colleague, my friend, and she's like my niece, Diamond Cuts, who I love, love, love. She's going to be hosting the reboot with a guy named Conceited May 24th on Paramount Plus. Oscar winner Ariana DeBose is going to be hosting this year's 2022 Tony Awards, which air Sunday, June 12th on CBS. This is the 75th annual year. Ariana DeBose just won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for West Side Story. She did the Donna Summer musical. She did Hamilton. She's a very talented lady. Janelle Monáe is going to be playing Josephine Baker in a movie that she is going to star in and produce. Josephine Baker. They're going to concentrate on the years where she was a spy for the Allies during the French resistance against the Nazis. Also her work within and helping the civil rights movement. She didn't perform a lot in the U.S. because she hated the segregation that took place in the United States. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know Aunt Dion is not happy, but the ceremony is taking place the day after my birthday. I would love to go as a birthday present, November the 5th. But Eminem, I knew he was getting in. Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf. Dolly Parton, at first she said, I don't want it. Now she says, I'll accept it. Carly Simon, didn't you think that Carly Simon, You're So Vain, would have been in there? She's been called Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar, she should have been in there. And a lot of people were upset. They were like, how you don't have Pat Benatar? The Eurythmics are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as my cousin, because he said it, Lionel Richie. We knew he would get into work with the Commodores, solo career, writing songs, Kenny Rogers and the like. Lionel Richie is so deserving. Child, I came on this morning playing Zoom. This was a song he did with the Commodores. And one time when I interviewed Lionel, I was like, you got to put Zoom in. That's a song for the cookout. That's a song for your family. Now, a lot of people are like, Patty, what you talking about with Zoom? Google it. It's a great song. For those of you who know it, you're like, girl, that's the song. Also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Prince, The Time, the SOS Band, Alexander O'Neal and Terrell, of course, Janet Jackson. This is going to be major. Judas Priest, if you're into heavy metal, they're legends in the world of heavy metal. Harry Belafonte is being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So there's some great inductees. And that ceremony is November the 5th. There were a lot of snubs. I know Dionne Warwick is so mad because she's been trying forever. I know she mad. I know she's going to start tweeting any minute like, they ain't induct me in this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But can I tell you something? When they started adding hip-hop artists, they turned their back on R&B. They did. You can Google it. If you say Google who's not in versus who's in, you are going to be surprised. Whew, I had so much scoop and I was just like so excited. Thanks so much for joining me. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. You know that we appreciate you. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie. of pop culture.